Hello fellow initiates, it's DS Dude464 bringing you some awesome new info about Hunt Showdown. So today we're going to be going over all of the pertinent info we learned from this week's live stream, which was all about leveling and progression. Now, once again, there is a lot of information here, so I might be moving a bit fast, but, just keep up. So let's just jump right in. First things first, the progression system is split into two separate sections. The first being your hunter's level, and the second being your bloodline rank. Now, the hunter levels obviously dictate how experienced your hunter is. As you level him up, he gains hunter points, which can either be used to purchase new health chunks or hunter traits. With hunter leveling, there are certain gates that you reach, which will deposit a large amount of XP to your bloodline rank. Now, the bloodline is what governs all of your hunter and what gear they have access to. The highest levels for hunters is 50, and the highest rank for bloodline is 100. When you reach rank 100 with the bloodline, you will be given the option to prestige if you want to. Now, keep in mind that as of right now, there is no gameplay benefit to doing this, and it's simply for bragging rights, and maybe to some people like to have something that they're always continuously working towards, which is what this can be used for. Now, if your hunter reaches max level, you have the option to retire them, which basically means that you won't be able to use them, but you will receive a nice XP bonus. Now, you can actually retire them at any time, but like I said, if you do, you won't be able to use them again, and the higher the level, the higher the XP boost is that you receive. So, that's really the basis of the leveling and progression, and now we're going to go into some more into the miscellaneous tidbits. So, when recruiting a hunter, you are shown 4 different hunters that you can pick from. You'll be able to see what perks, weapons, gear, and how much health they each have, and make a decision on which hunter you would like to recruit. With this option, there are 3 different tiers of hunter. Once you reach the rank required to the next tier, though, you can no longer recruit lower-tiered hunters. So, when you reach rank 2, you can't recruit rank 1. Once you reach rank 3, tier 3, you cannot recruit tier 1 hunters, things like that. In addition to that, each of the tiers all look different. They kind of are going for the higher the rank, the more experienced the hunter looks. Earlier we talked a bit about the health chunks. So if you die in-game and are revived, you will permanently lose a health chunk unless you use a med kit before extracting. If you leave without regaining that chunk, then you'll have to purchase a new one with your hunter points. They also let us know that the number of health chunks you have is the number of revives that you have, and once you're out of health chunks, you're out of revives, and that hunter is completely dead with no chance of being revived. They also assured us that generally, after leaving a match, you will gain 5 to 10 hunter points, so it's not going to feel like you have to really make a hard decision between a health chunk or a new hunter trait. That's not going to be something that's difficult to try and decide on what you're going to want to get. In this situation, also, if you happen to lose all of your hunters and have no cash for new ones, then what's going to happen is you're going to be given what they call a tier 0 hunter, who has very low gear and not much at all, low health, not very many perks or anything like that. Traits, I guess, is what they call them. But it's something that's a starting point. You can still equip any gear that you have onto them and everything like that. And apparently, if you reach a certain level with that hunter, they'll automatically be converted to a tier 1 hunter. So that's pretty interesting. So now some information specifically about the match itself and the matchmaking. So first of all, between ranks 1 through 10, and remember, ranks are for bloodline and levels are for hunters, so this is the bloodline ranks between 1 and 10. You will only be matched with players of those ranks as well. But once you reach rank 11, you will be matched with anyone that is above that threshold. So if you just hit rank 11, the next match you jump into, you might be thrown in with a level 70, a level 80, and a level 99. Like, that just might happen. Personally, I think that this is an awesome idea I'm really excited for it, and I think it's perfect for this game. That sort of idea that it just heightens risk versus reward. It's a scary situation. I think it's going to be awesome for this game. Now, next, I could be wrong about this, but I believe, from what I can tell, it appears that you will receive a small amount of money for killing mobs in the map. Like zombies and hive. Obviously, not nearly as much as you get for the bounty, but it's still something so that you don't feel like you're losing the match if you don't get the bounty. Because this game, you don't lose if you don't get the bounty. You only lose if your hunter dies. So you can still extract with them and everything like that. Okay, yeah, here, if you die during a match and are not revived, then you still receive all of the experience you earned in that match, but instead of going to your hunter, it is instead transferred directly to your bloodline rank. Last video I had mentioned that if you extract with your partner, you also receive whatever reward for the bounty that they were given, but in addition to that, you also receive any XP reward that they were given. So say if they got 60 experience points for killing 6 grunts, you are also going to receive that and anything else that they've received, and vice versa. Another bit of interesting info is that the match does not end when the bounty has been extracted. You will be notified on the screen that this has happened, but you're not going to be instantly kicked out of the map. They'll keep it active until all of the players leave, unless, it's been a really, really long time and they're holding up the servers. So, now this next bit is something that I am very, very excited for. They are currently working on something that they call the library. It's not currently in the game and won't be early access at launch, but they do plan on putting it in during early access. Now, the library will contain 2 very important books. The first being a weapon encyclopedia. Once they add weapon customization to the game, this is where you'll have access to that. Their current plan with weapon customization is that as you use the weapon, you're actually going to unlock blueprints to the various attachments, which you then have to find the ingredients for in the world. I think that's an amazing way of doing customization, rather than games like Call of Duty and the such, where you just simply unlock the attachment. You have to actually unlock first the blueprint, and then you go find the ingredients for that in the world. Remember, this is not how it is right now. It's something that they are trying to add, but first they want to add more weapons first and get everything else really situated, and then they're going to add this awesome weapon customization. The other book that the library will contain is the Lore Encyclopedia. This lore book will have various pages about the world and monsters of Hunt Showdown. But they're not all going to be unlocked at first. To receive the pages, you have to first meet certain criteria. For example, to receive the hive page, you would need to kill a total of 70 hive. You would then be given a small XP bonus and access to the hive's page and be able to learn about them. Maybe how they were created, what their purpose is, things like that. I personally cannot wait for this to be in the game and absolutely love this idea. I think it's going to be amazing and a great way to really, have the lore actually mean something in this game. Maybe people will never read it, but it gives them that option, which I think is awesome. The final thing I wanted to touch on quickly is the fact that as of right now, there is 100% no microtransactions and no plan to add any system like that. I know some of you guys have been worried about that. Don't worry, as of right now, no microtransactions, you're good to go. Well, that's the most important information I pulled from this last live stream. I still recommend checking it out if you have time. I linked it down in the description below, so definitely go check that out. It also sounds like they're going to be taking a bit of a break from the streams for a few weeks so that they can really focus on getting the game out to us quickly, which to me sounds like we're going to be seeing that alpha soon. So make sure to keep an eye out on your emails for any chance of receiving an alpha key. Also, if there's anything I missed, be sure to throw it in the comments below so I know. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. I can't wait for this game. I'm excited to play. See you out there, and remember, hunt together or die alone.